Everyone asks, Corinthian leather? Of course, why not the best? It's the same with our new Chrysler New Yorker. It gives you everything. Powerful V6, anti-lock brakes, front-wheel drive, rich leather, 770 protection plan. And Chrysler's exclusive Crystal Key program, complete car coverage with owner care that's even better than Rolls-Royce or Mercedes. Chrysler New Yorker gives you the one thing you always wanted in a luxury car. Everything.
Yes, even rich Corinthian leather. Even rich Corinthian leather. Corinthian leather. Corinthian leather.
I know you gonna dig this. Get funky with me.
My dear guests, I am Mr. Roarke, your host. Welcome to Fantasy Island.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing today? So here I am in Holy Cross Cemetery, Culver City, California. I'm here to do a video with somebody else who's just buried right down there beside his father. And I was saying in that video, now I don't know what order I'm putting these up in, but I was saying in that video that I don't think I've ever been this high up in Holy Cross, and I've been to Holy Cross Cemetery many, many times for many videos, but never been up here. And then just as I was leaving, I turned this corner, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. I was like, oh my gosh, I have been up here before, because I started a video and never finished it because I wanted to go to the house where this gentleman lived up in the Hollywood Hills. And when I got to the house, I realized I couldn't see enough of the house. And sometimes I'll show just the front gate, but it's on Oriole Way. It's in the Hollywood Hills. And it's called the Montalban House, designed for Ricardo Montalban. Fantasy Island, Mr. Roarke. So I never finished that video. And I thought, well, while I'm here, why don't I just redo it, go to his grave now, fill in some stuff about what I know about Ricardo Montalban. Because, yeah, like I said, I like the house where he died. The house was designed for him. It was called the Montalban House. And it's really cool looking house. I'm going to show you some pictures of what it looks like. And normally, I don't mind if I can only see the gate. I like to show you something, whatever I can show you. I don't mind that. But when I drove by it, I was just like, wow, you can't really see anything. And it was I remember there was tight parking that day. And those Hollywood Hills are really small, and there was a lot of cars going around. So nowhere really to park in that little tight little Oriole, like really small part, right near Leonardo DiCaprio and Keanu Reeves' house, separate houses. But yeah, so while I'm here, I thought, why not pay our respects to Ricardo Montalban? We all remember Fantasy Island. Love Boat and Fantasy Island, right? They were both on, and they're on repeats, and we watched them and we love them. Was he a wizard? What was Mr. Roarke exactly? And I did a video on Hervé Villechaize's tattoo. Why not do a video on Mr. Roarke? Now, if memory serves me correctly, I believe he's just right over here somewhere. I think. I could be way off. I haven't looked. I haven't checked to see if Mr. Montalban is here. So maybe I'm actually wrong. Ricardo Jose. Maybe I'm wrong. Huh. And maybe I'm just having some sort of fugue and in a dream state that I thought he was buried up here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to walk at the front. Oh, yes, Montalban. Wait, Ricardo. Here we are. Ricardo Montalban. Loving husband and father, 1920 to 2009. Buried with his wife, loving wife and mother, Georgiana, 1924 to 2007. Look at that. What a beautiful little spot this is. There's no trespassing signs over there. I don't know what's quite over the hill, but the cemetery ends here. This is third last row at the top. Here's Ricardo Montalban. Wow. And that's for you and your wife, Ricardo. Let me tell you what I know. Well, I'm going to do a voiceover now because off the top of my head, I'm thinking of Maxwell House commercials. I'm thinking of rich Corinthian leather. I'm thinking of Fantasy Island. You know, when it comes to Ricardo Montalban. And the fact that he had a house designed for himself and he named it after himself. I like that. Or it was named after him. And somebody very young right here. Very, very sad. But this is Ricardo right here. So I'm just going to tell you a few interesting things about Ricardo Montalban. He was born Ricardo Pedro Montalban. He was a Mexican radio, television, theater, and film actor. He had a huge career, spanned 7 decades. And during the 1970s, he was most notable as a spokesman in automobile advertisements for the Chrysler Cordoba, in which he famously extolled the soft Corinthian leather used for its interior. He also advertised the Chrysler New Yorker, of course, and from 1977 to 1984, he became ultra famous as Mr. Roarke, the main star in the television series Fantasy Island. Of course, he played the character of Khan in both the 1967 episode Space Seed of the first season of the original Star Trek and the 1982 film Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. He won an Emmy Award in 1978 for his role in the miniseries How the West Was Won and a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Screen Actors Guild in 1993. Into his 80s, he continued to perform, often providing voices for animated films and commercials, and appearing in several of the Spy Kids films. I think he was in part 2 and 3. He died January 14th, 2009. Originally, it was listed as died of old age, and then it was changed to congestive heart failure. Some things I want to mention about Ricardo Montalban is he had 174 acting credits to his name when he passed away. 174. That is an incredible amount. And during the filming of the movie Across the Wide Missouri in 1951, he was thrown from his horse, knocked unconscious, and then trampled by another horse, which resulted in a traumatic back injury that never healed. As he aged, the pain increased, and in 1993, he underwent over 9 hours of spinal surgery that left his body below the waist impaired. And Robert Rodriguez, who did the Spy Kids films, created that role specifically for Montalban to be in a wheelchair. Another thing I want to add about Ricardo Montalban, the way he was asked to portray Mexicans disturbed him, so Montalban, along with other Mexican entertainers, established the Nosotros Foundation in 1970 to advocate for Latinos in the movie and television industries. Here he is with 3 of his children and his wife, Georgina. So that's the grave of Ricardo Montalban and Mr. Roarke. It's funny because it was on my list to visit Mr. Montalban's grave for the last 2 times I've been out here. And because of the house issue, I was just like, I don't know, I can't get to it the way I want to. I want to be able to get right up close and maybe over the fence and show you how cool the house is. But I showed you pictures just now. So yeah, something funny just happened. I always wanted to get to the house, so I have lists and lists of stuff I want to do for various states. In California and Los Angeles, always long list. And Ricardo Montalban was on the list for so long, and just could never get the right shots of the house that I wanted to because of how small and tight that little area is in the Hollywood Hills. And if you see my other videos, I go right up to the houses mostly and stuff. But it's just strange that I'm here now because I didn't have it planned. This young man only lived to 30. This other grave I showed you, and that's very, very sad. I want to give a shout out to Juan Carlos and Billy. Them and a group of other guys. I forget all your names. I'm so sorry. I know you're gonna watch this. They're just down the road here, mourning the loss of one of their friends, and very, very sad, very young. And they just drove by as I was filming and stopped to ask me a couple of questions. But what were you guys all doing in the car? There's like 8 of you in that car. Maybe about 6 or 7. I'm sorry I can't remember all your names. Juan Carlos and Billy, though, shout out to you and to your fallen friend. And my goodness, guys, when that window was open, the smell of the pungent smell of marijuana was in the air. And I hope you were smoking one for your friend. All right. So, from Holy Cross Cemetery, rest in peace, Ricardo Montalban and your wife Georgiana, and to your fallen friends, Juan Carlos and Billy, as well. Stay strong, boys, and I'll see you guys very soon. Okay. Peace out.